1300 hours, Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan, the news read by Aisha Nayab. First, the headlines. Information Minister says the politics of Prime Minister Imran Khan revolves around the rights of the poor people. Special Assistant to Prime Minister on Health has warned that COVID-19 situation can further worsen if people do not practice the precautionary measures. UN Food and Agriculture Organization says Pakistan is well prepared to combat impending attack of crop-eating locust. Chinese Prime Minister has called on the government to redouble its effort to minimize the losses resulting from the COVID-19 pandemic. And now the news in detail. Information Minister Shibli Faraz has said the politics of Imran Khan revolves around the rights of the poor people. In a tweet today, he said the entire nation knows that Sharif family is ringleader of sugar mafia. He said they use the politics of businesses to exploit the masses. The Information Minister said the lust for wealth remained the center point of Sharif family's politics, for which they mercilessly used institutions. Meanwhile, addressing a ceremony in connection with the distribution of ration packages among newspaper hawkers in Islamabad today, the Information Minister said despite limited resources, it is priority of the government to protect the vulnerable segments of the society during these testing times. Shibli Faraz said the newspaper hawkers will also be acknowledged and a cash assistance program will soon be launched for them. Special Assistant to Prime Minister on National Health Services Dr. Safar Mirza has warned that COVID-19 situation could further worsen if the people do not practice the precautionary measures. Briefing the media in Islamabad today, he said the country recorded 2,603 new coronavirus cases with the 50 deaths during the last 24 hours. He said the country also conducted the highest number of coronavirus tests during the last 24 hours. Jumatul Wida, the last Friday of the holy month of Ramadan, is being observed today with religious solemnity across the country. The Jummah gatherings will be held as per the standard operating procedures agreed between the government and the religious scholars in view of the threat posed by COVID-19. Jumatul Wida has a special significance since it is a prelude to the departure of holy month of Ramadan. Pakistan is well prepared to combat an impending attack of crop-eating locust from breeding grounds of southern Iran. Talking to United Nations correspondents in New York via video link from Rome, a senior locust forecasting officer of Food and Agriculture Organization, Keith Cressman, called the current desert locust outbreak as the worst in decades for the countries such as Kenya, Ethiopia, Somalia, Iran, Pakistan and India. He said the Food and Agriculture Organization is doing all it can help these countries to control this menace that threatens their food security. Responding to our questions specifically about the operation in Pakistan, Keith Cressman said the Prime Minister Imran Khan has already declared a national emergency to meet the challenge and the government has been very actively working to get ready for action. The number of confirmed coronavirus infection cases in the country has reached 50,694, while 50 deaths reported during the last 24 hours. The cases so far reported in Punjab are 18,455, in Sindh 19,924, in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa 7,155, in Balochistan 3,074, in Islamabad 1,326, in Gilgit-Baltistan 602, and in Azad Kashmir 158. 2,603 cases detected in the country during the last 24 hours. Total 1,067 patients have died so far, while 15,200 stand recovered. The coronavirus pandemic has so far claimed 334,000 deaths across the world and 5 million infections have been detected. In occupied Kashmir, several people were injured when Indian troops and police used brute force during a cordon and search operation in Karimabad area of Pulwama district. The Indian forces personnel fired pellets and tear gas shells to disperse the protesters who were protesting against the operations. Chinese Premier Li Keqiang has called the government to redouble its effort to minimize the losses resulting from the COVID-19 pandemic and fulfill the targets and ask for the economic and social development for this year. Addressing the inaugural session of 13th Annual National People Progress at the Great Hall of the People in Beijing today, he said China will issue 1 trillion yuan in government bonds of COVID-19 control. And that is the end of today's news. For more news and analyses, log on to our website radio.gov.pk.